looks like we're going to have well, not a run back, but we're going to be seeing Twilight Night Sinkers again. They're going to get another shot on stream versus Up the Ante, who we've talked about just a little bit. Very strong team. Have they graduated low ink? Or
Up the Ante, I couldn't say. So it says they were alpha bracket in low ink November 2021 and January 2022.
I know
it doesn't say anything about further on, like, this many months forward.
Gotcha.
Maybe that means that in January 2022 they won, but I think they would put that down. I don't know. Hard to say. So they definitely have a high-low ink pedigree at any rate.
They're a strong team for sure.
They're able to make alpha bracket there consistently. So we've got Serenity, Juice Knox, Toes, Garrett, and Sharku. I even knew it was Knox, and I still said it. So that's 5 names, and not knowing the players personally, I wouldn't be able to tell you just off the top of my head which ones are actually seated at the setups here. So we'll have to see kind of based on their weapon pools who it is that we're going to have.
It looks like that is Sharku in the right side. Sharku probably Toes. I can't see. The face is blocked off.
Right.
But, yeah. I believe... I think that's Nox. We're probably going to be seeing Blob, Junior. Not exactly sure what Sharku plays. And then Serenity. What does Serenity play?
We don't have information on Serenity in here on our little cheat sheet.
I met them earlier. I didn't ask what they played, unfortunately.
Gotcha. But could potentially have a Squiffer in there if Garrett's playing.
True.
Look, that's the only weapon they cite, so it looks like they're a one trick as far as I'm aware.
That's cool. Yeah, I kind of like the that dynamic of Up the Ante's comps. They're like, well,
a lot of midline.
They're all weapons I play.
There you go.
They're like my entire cast of weapons. So it's cool to kind of see. Sometimes I think they pulled out Rapid. Is the Rapid player not here? I don't recall.
I don't see that listed, but there are also a couple of players who are on our screen here that we're not seeing in the listings that they gave us. They also, for their Sendu profile, I'm pretty sure they gave the Grillers link instead of their own. I don't know. All of this information is provided by the teams themselves, so sometimes a little bit of a whoopsie here and there. But in any case, we'll be seeing, in very short order. They're booting into the shoal right now. I like how I can just kind of glance over and see what's going on up on their screens just to keep track of all that. But looks like they've got a room made and they're starting to load in there. Half of them are already up there and ready to go. So should be going pretty soon.
Excuse my very surprised facial expressions, which you missed. But sorry, we get to see the backside of a projector. We're at LTC and we're all in the same room. A very nice room. We got Splatoon, we got Smash Ultimate, we've got Melee, and as well as Rivals, and there may be some other events as well. I was watching a very disgusting combo in Smash just take place through my peripheral vision, and yeah.
We get to see the back of the projector, so everything is mirrored, but we can still see it perfectly because the only thing that's going to mess up is what direction the percentages are facing. So it just looks like, that combo that was off the left side of the screen just happened off the right side of the screen. That's basically all you see there. But yeah, some pretty high-level Ultimate going on over here. It's a really big bracket for them, I think over 500 players, and there are a lot of people out there yelling. There's a strong Smash scene in general in Texas. So a lot of them are out in force. You talk to everybody there, and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm from Austin. I'm from Dallas. This might be their first major that they've gotten out to just because it's local. So it's really cool to see, that scene still thriving.
Absolutely. But, of course, we've got a ton of people here for Splatoon, and people are not afraid to show it. The crowd has been good, but I'm sure it'll be even better tomorrow when we get into Top Cut.
You wouldn't happen to be a Squeezer player, would you?
No,
Scratch
I
his
would
chin.
not.
Okay. There was someone out there with a sign that said, "Reject
Oh,
Squeezer,
yes.
return to Forge Pro."
Oh, yeah. There was that one. That was a good one. There was also another one that said Rat Supremacy that had an Aerospray and a Sploosh-O-Matic, the rat weapons of this game.
Yeah, we have definitely been asked at this tournament to have kind of a gentleman's agreement to everyone playing rat weapons. we did not end up going through with that, but it has been propositioned. People are in it for the meme. You know, as gamers, we do memes sometimes, us gamers.
Classic.
All right.
You do like a good joke.
Getting pretty close here, I would think. Might just have a little technical blip to work out real quick because they're all in the lobbies, they're all set up. So, if anything, it's probably just a little audio blip.
All right.
Sometimes, bringing your own audio headset, your own equipment, that can get a little bit complicated because you have to fit it into somebody else's setup that you don't know, and so they have to train you how to do that. And sometimes headphones are just on the fritz, I found out that my headphone, the little plug-in bit, is so worn out that I sound really crunchy to everybody, and that was just kind of how I played the whole tournament because that was the only headset I had. So things happen. It's in person, it's live, but they're getting them figured out. We've got a really great technical staff spread out here in front of us. It's like battle stations back here. So many monitors for so few people.
Alrighty. Looks like our first match is going to be, I think that's Clam Blitz on the Reef, if I'm not mistaken, which was the first map in the whole tournament. Looks like we're getting back to this one for the final round of Bronze Bracket. And this is, again, a relatively small map. Battle for the Bridge is going to be a big deal. We haven't seen Twilight Night Sinkers on this map just yet, but we'll see what they bring out here for Clam Blitz here.
Yeah, we saw them play on the Reef earlier, if I remember correctly. And
maybe. Oh, you're right. You're right. That was the one where they came back. Right.
That was the one that they were able to take. So, somewhat strong map there for Twilight Night Sinkers, but up the ante. They're for Twilight Night Sinkers, they're a wild card. They haven't seen this team yet, so we'll see how they can play here. Got the Squiffer watching the left-hand side here, watching for this flank.
Oh, yeah, Garrett knows. Garrett knows they're over there. Nox was keeping an eye on it. Oh, getting a very nice pick through that armor as well. Super nice, able to shut it down. And that's going to give Twilight Night Sinkers a very good shot here in this first push. Up the ante on this first push. I believe the colors are reversed, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that is correct. This is Twilight Night Sinkers in the purple here that we're seeing.
Yeah, here we go. Jimmy defending that right side. The push is going to keep going. Looks like it's slowly dying off here. One left on bridge. Omni is going to back out. Omni is Sharku, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, nice nice push to start the game there. The 70 isn't too much, though, of course. Just a power clam and a half is all it takes to bring that back. And already the missiles coming out and Twilight Night Sinkers trying to get something started.
Yeah, Up the Ante is a coordinated team, is an established team, so they will have a little bit of extra coordination over something like a pickup, but it seemed like they had some great individual plays there, weren't quite able to get the clams where they needed in time. Oh, great pick there on Falco, takes out the power clam and will also open up a path to the basket, but they have surrendered bridge and they're about to get flanked by Woo! That's one that's going in the highlight reel, You'll love to get a splashdown cancel, especially when you have to look straight up for it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, nothing better than being surprised by a splashdown and still getting it.
Absolutely. And it was a great idea in theory to flank from the bridge there to take advantage of that extra angle they had, but splashdown is just not as special sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's an ink refill, I suppose.
Yeah.
Here we go. Already. Here we go. Actually, very big push. Twilight Knight Sinkers on the board big time, bringing it all the way down to 17. They had so many clams in their pocket there. They have to back up to mid to get more. In that time, Up the Ante is going to come back in, pushing, but it looks like the flank on the right side. Yep, a couple of members get taken down. Sky's the last. A push all the way down to 5. And Up the Ante is already pushing back up into mid, trying to make up from that push, pick up clams, and make something happen.
Yeah, you know, we were talking about coordination earlier. That was an insanely well-coordinated push. Falco knew not to push around that corner because they had a teammate that was going to clear street for them. They just immediately had all the clams. They immediately got everyone down. Everything went according to plan. That was so well done.
And Nox getting caught a little bit off guard there on the left side of the machine, just kind of watching it. One power clam is going to go in, but the second one's going to have to rush to get in. Yep, not able to get it. You can kind of see that push was kind of trailing off before they even got in there. And that's just going to lower the score a bit. Penalty is still only at 10 for them, so every little bit's going to help. This blob's going to make it difficult for them to cross the bridge. But nevertheless, Twilight Knight Sinkers has done a really good job thus far of crossing it.
All right, here we go. Falco in exactly the same scoring position they were before. This time going down on their way in, so not going to be quite as strong a push. Great defense by Omni, and going to pop the bomb rush to try and take out these players. Got 2, and that's a wipe. So well played from Up the Ante. They live to fight another push. Have a minute and a half to make something happen here. They've got a whole bunch of clams. Omni is going to go right in for it, but actually goes in a little too early and puts themselves at a disadvantage, and they're down. So do they save that clam? Probably not. Garrett's got one. But they are going to get stalled really badly here, so this push is going to need to count for them. Ooh.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, when you have the power clam, you kind of want to leave your options open, right? Because you're going to want to follow the teammate that opens up a gap. Mm-hmm. And so when you drop over into that left side, you're kind of saying, okay, if we push, it has to be from this side.
Especially right? With the teammates on the right side in that moment.
It's a little weird.
Just no help whatsoever in that fight. They get a pick. So they're going to be able to hold control of bridge. Only by so much, though. It's only a one-player numbers advantage. They pop 2 specials to try and get in. Let's see if Nox can get this power clam scored. They're going to have some resistance to it, at least. Yeah,
they're able to sneak in just by using that wall to stay close.
No Toes more clams. Toes gets one.
Toes gets in there. They don't have clams, though. Actually, that's going to open up enough time for Garrett to get the power clam in. Nox trying to get, or sorry, Juice trying to get in with some clams. But they're actually smartly able to back out in that situation. They're not going to be able to get by 3 people. Yes, I'm sorry. Anyways, Up the Ante here is going to find themselves defending bridge, and they've been doing a really good job of keeping members off of the bridge. Here, this is the machine trying to fight for it. That splashdown is going to land this time, not able to do anything. And looks like, yep, we're heading into overtime. This power clam is going to be coming. Juice is the last one. They're not able to score it. Just falls barely short. Up the Ante is going to lose game 1. Twilight Knight Sinkers taking it.
Really scrappy fights at the end there that Up the Ante needed to be able to get into the basket. And, you know, they took plenty of opportunities. They had a bunch of scoring runs, but none of them were anywhere near as decisive, as clean as the one that Twilight Knight Sinkers used to get the score all the way down to 5 from nothing. They were able to just kind of play defense. They were able to kind of sit back and not relax necessarily, but play from safe positions. They didn't have to really rush anything, and they just kind of isolated the clam holders and were able to stop a lot of pushes in their tracks. They got a few through. You know, credit to Up the Ante for the individual plays that it took to make that happen, but at the end of the day, you know, you got to be able to keep the basket open. That's really the measure of how strong a clam push was. It's how much sustain did it have. They were able to hold it open long enough to pour a whole bunch of points in. So good stuff from Twilight Knight Sinkers. Really well coordinated there. It looks like, you know, they've kind of gotten their flow with each other, gotten their rhythm. We'll see what they're able to do going into Splat Zone's Piranha Pit for Up the Ante to counter here.
Interesting. Yeah, I think this is a map where Blob definitely can thrive. The ramps, the conveyors, are a really good spot to kind of chill with a weapon that hits over like an arc. So that, Slosher, Dynamo, Explo, all those sorts of weapons, very good at using that. So hopefully we get to see some of that in this game.
Yeah, a bunch of tight corridors, bunch of just open space that you have to cross to be able to close distance with it. They've got a lot going for it there. So we'll see if that ends up playing in Up the Ante's favor. I heard the little ding-a-ling. It looks like we're going into this match now. Going to be opening up on Splatzone's Piranha Pit.
Yes, here we go. Splatzone's Piranha Pit. We're going to be seeing, looks like a similar comp coming out from Up the Ante, as well as a similar comp coming out on both sides.
Double armor, once again. I think they kind of went to that and decided to stick with it a little while ago in the tournament, because I haven't seen anything else since.
So, yep. There we go. The Squiffer kind of set up on there. The missiles are going to try and dislodge them from that position, but not before one of the members of Up the Ante gets, of Twilight Night Sink. Wait.
Yeah, well, I think once again we
Twilight
have the...
Night, yes, Twilight Night Sinkers, gosh, Twilight Night Sinkers gets picked off there. Garrett over there hopping an Inkjet, a bit strange, I think, position-wise. Even if they get the kill there, it doesn't do all too much. They're really far away from the action.
Yeah, usually you see a lot of Inkjets going up over the steps there, and so you can look straight at their base.
Ooh, very nice splashdown. Of course, using the high ground for that splashdown is very good. The machine, Trail doing a great job. That helps uncap the zone. They still need to cap it, though, and they do. So it looks like in this position, Twilight Night Sinkers is able to stabilize a little bit with another pick.
And I like the patience from Trell just backing up, recognizing they have a numbers disadvantage. They don't want to stay in that. Oh, Inkjet coming out from Garrett, and it gets one. Does it get Jimmy as well? Oh, it's super close, and he forces him off the ledge. So that's basically, attack plus 1 KA onto Garrett's number there. That was one that Garrett earned for sure.
Yeah, okay, here we got Toes over on that right side with the Blobber. That's a really good spot to be targeting people. Can slosh over those edges there. 2 members of Up the Ante already going down. Falco doing a great job holding this spot over here. And what's happening in this situation? It looks like Twilight Night Sinkers, Up the Ante is going down, and Twilight Night Sinkers does regain control.
Yeah, great position to potentially take the lead back for Twilight Night Sinkers. Up the Ante really needs a strong special push right now if they want to keep this from going in their favor. Not the end of the world if Twilight Night Sinkers does take lead here. Really, all you're trying to prevent is a knockout in splat zones right up until the very end.
Oh yeah, look at all this fighting happening in between the two conveyors there. That's exactly where the zones are. If you die there, your body paints the zone. That's a very dangerous spot to be fighting, especially against like all this chip damage. You saw the range just come out a second ago, and people were going down Up the Ante, trying to stay alive. Falco doing a great job dipping and dodging. They're trying to chase down this last Squiffer there. The Squiffer is able to jump out, I believe, and it looks like Twilight Night Sinkers is starting up a hold here. This armor comes out, and that's going to slow down the push from Up the Ante and potentially give them back the lead. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be kind of uncontested till the lead there. Here they come over on that left side. Up the Ante with that Inkjet, trying to make something happen. Get some picks over on that left side. They're not able to get anything. Sky drops into the left side, but does get caught out by Juice. Juice doing a good job staying alive and gets back the zone for Up the Ante, but not before the lead is taken.
Yeah, great patience there from Up the Ante, taking it nice and slow, going in when they had advantage, and they get control. They're very close to being able to get lead here, but it looks like it might actually equalize. Oh, Falco going in just a little too hard for the cap, and that might actually turn things around. Up the Ante might be able to up the ante here and take the lead. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize, everybody.
No, do it. I support you.
Assault them with the puns.
I support you.
We've got a bomb rush coming out on the side of Up the Ante here.
Love that sound. Garrett getting a nice pick on Falco, who's trying to go in with that junior there. And now Up the Ante, bringing down the timer below 30. Something needs to be done in this situation. The missiles come out from the V-Jet, but that's one of their main pagers. The junior going down, 2 members down. They're going to try and come in from the stairs. Twilight Night Sinkers trying to drop down, paint the zone, do something. It needs to happen right now, but it looks like Up the Ante's just had this on lock for the last minute or so. They've done a really good job holding them out there.
Up the Ante equalizing here with a 1-1 set count, and I was really impressed with how they were playing it. It was nice and disciplined. They did not panic when Twilight Night Sinkers had the lead, and they had the lead for a good proportion of that game. But Up the Ante stuck to their game plan. They went for pushes when they were at an advantage, and they got picks out of those, and they were able to hold for a pretty good long time off of those pushes. So well played from them. At the end, Twilight Nightsinkers kind of trickling out, going 2 down at the most critical moment, and got absolutely picked off by the Squiffer and by the other pressure that Up the Ante was putting out there. So maybe a little bit of an adjustment to make for Twilight Nightsinkers. Like, okay, guys, we had this game won. We can't get complacent. We got to make sure that we're playing disciplined, that we're taking good fights. Tower Control Inkblot coming out here. So we talked about this one earlier, about how it can be very snowbally if one team does get an advantage here. So we'll see how they decide to try and play that out. I know that we had the fresh Squiffer coming out from Garrett there an awful lot, so we'll probably be seeing some Inkjet plays up over the top once Up the Ante is able to push onto the bats. So interesting to see how we're going to be dealing with that on the side of Twilight Nightsinkers.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping to see. Something that's a little bit interesting is I think Up the Ante's comp is kind of vulnerable to Inkjet, except for the Squiffer, Blob Jr. and the other one's like Splash, I think, or maybe
I'm trying to remember what I saw. I think there was a junior.
Which team was running this?
I know there was there was a junior Zap on Twilight Nightsinkers as part.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think potentially like their team can be vulnerable to Inkjet, which of course is really strong on this particular map mode.
There was a bomb rush, so I think there was a Splash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless it was on the Blob.
So we'll see if any comps get adjusted here by Twilight Nightsinkers, as I don't think they had any particular like flaws in their game plan. They just need to execute it a little bit better, trickle a tiny bit less, and they've got this.
Okay, we got a Tri-Slosher.
Ooh.
First time that we have seen that so far in the set from Up the Ante. And K-Shot coming out now from Falco instead of the junior that we saw before. And Jimmy on the Charger, going to be able to use that Ray, try and control the tower at those critical moments.
Do you see the map there for a second? So many members of Twilight Nightsinkers came out that left side of spawn. Yeah, look at them. They're all just kind of hogging that left stack. They're trying to get behind them, but I think Up the Ante is aware of it. Trell trying to get behind them. Do they know? Do they have the critical information? They try and knock down the Inkjet. They are able to get it just in time and survive. And that flank by the machine is going to stop the push before it even gets past the first checkpoint. Yeah,
great skirmishing there from Trell. That's what you love to see from the midline weapons on this particular map, like making it so that once a push goes wrong, it's still really annoying for the enemy team to try to get anything going. You stall long enough that your teammates can get back in and can support you, and Trell's doing a great job of doing that and staying alive.
Oh yeah, here we go. Over on the left side, Garrett gets picked off kind of early, but Falco doing everything they can to try and make this push work. Look at that, 2 picks already, and Omni's the last one. They're stuck on the unpaintable surface there. Look at that, really great job. They cleared out that left side. The tower is able to get past that first checkpoint. That missiles, very clutch timing. Look at Sky and Trell getting up into this top left area, into the bats, just like we said. Falco pushing back Juice over on that right side, and this is a very strong push. Yep, Falco coming to take Jimmy's blind side there and is able to get another pick. The tower continues rolling on towards that third checkpoint.
They're flowing right now, just like it looked like they were in the Clam Blitz match that started this all off. Trell and Falco with some fantastic coordinated aggression. Every single time Trell goes in, Falco's throwing a bomb. And every time Falco goes in, Trell is throwing a bomb.
Surviving.
Let's go, pop off.
Surviving with the splashdown, and that's all they need to get a couple great picks.
Wow, that was dominant from Twilight Nightsinkers. Absolutely played the snowball perfectly. They had the frontliners going all over the place and covering every angle that needed to be covered when it needed to be covered. And look at the 11 KA from Trell there.
Such a short game, wow.
More than doubling the KA of the entire other team. So really, really huge game from, obviously Trell in particular, but really the whole front line should be patting themselves on the back there from Twilight Nightsinkers for making that whole push happen. It seems like Jimmy didn't really have to do much except stand on the tower, and that's kind of what you love to do on tower control as the backliner.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you ride the tower, when things just magically disappear in front of you, it feels very good. And I mean, that's the sign of a synergistic team right there.
Absolutely. So great job clapping back from Twilight Nightsinkers. This is definitely a competitive match, though. Going into Rainmaker Humpback. This one, having seen how Twilight Night Sinkers was able to snowball ahead on tower control, in an even faster moving map mode, you have to think like, okay, up the ante, like, how's your defense? Can you, keep your members alive? Can you keep from staggering? Can you throw bombs in the right places? Because if Twilight Night Sinkers gets the kind of momentum that they got in that match just now, Rainmaker, which is over so much more quickly than a strong tower push, that could go very badly very quickly at any point in the match.
Yeah. But here we go, heading into Rainmaker on Humpback Pump Track this time. Much more fast-moving mode than tower control, but nonetheless, Twilight Night Sinkers was able to keep up such a nice sustained push there. But I think this is Blob Central, Rainmaker Humpback here. Of course, so many bombs and stuff coming out on the side of Up the Ante. They may enjoy this map mode and be able to pop quickly, which, yep, there we go. Quick pop at the start. It's all up to Twilight Night Sinkers to try and not get caught off early by that kind of thing. And it looks like they did a great job of that. They're staying alive. They're not rushing in too fast. Garrett grabs the Rainmaker before anything happens, but takes out 2 with him. Or with them. And it looks like, yeah, now Omni gets to grabbing the Rainmaker. They're going to take it over on the right side. Jimmy jumps out with that Jet Squelcher. They do have a Ray, but the points are going to come before that even happens. Omni runs it all the way down to 29. Very smart there, running it because they know the Stingray is coming. They just need to make it happen, and then the rest of the team can go back and try and pop. Exactly, look at this.
Blob and
Junior contesting it against 4 people.
And actually winning it too, and 23. So they get 6 extra points from a 2v4 situation.
I mean, yeah, that's those weapon specialties. Just putting out that constant barrage of paint. But here comes Falco over on that right side. They're trying to get over there. They're unfortunately not accompanied by a team member, but they won. No way. That drop was so unfortunate. That means they were able to sneak past, but that was so good from them. And oh gosh, man, all that work and it just gets snuck by. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, we're looking at it like that. This can't be a thing that's going to happen, right? They have to have the defense in place, but no bombs at their feet. No, the feet weren't painted. They were able to just kind of sneak their way through for one little more jump out of the ink. Let's see how Up the Ante can respond, though.
Ooh, yep, they tried to make it happen on the right side, try and get some picks, but they were unable to do that. And that means Twilight Night Sinkers is going to be able to hold on this left side. They're probably going to pop it and then leave it to reset as they try and paint up mid here. His armor comes in, and here they go, trying to take back that mid control. The missiles are going to make it difficult, though. Everyone I was going to say, everyone is on this side. This could be a sneaky push. They do go for it, and they don't take the lead up to 20. But look at that. Blob. Blob and Junior coming back in. Oh, and they still don't take it. Oh, my God, that is insane. Here comes the Pops, unable to get it. The Blob tries to make something happen and get some kills there. They're not able to get the pick.
They're not dropping it down.
They didn't get the pick. They didn't get the pick. Trell, so sneaky, just hopping away on that right side. That's insane. I feel like that should have worked. And they just barely got stopped.
Wow. It's been so many fast break offenses here. I feel like what Up the Ante, with their comp is trying to do is set up a siege, right? Throw a whole bunch of bombs at Junior, get a blobber throwing blobs over. But also, they have the Ray constantly on a timer to break their push. So it feels like they kind of have to rush it sometimes. They kind of have to go for it when they know, okay, well, we've only got so many seconds left.
That's interesting. The Rainmaker dies over there, which is an interesting spot because I think that's a very good spot for Blob to push from. It's also a very good spot to Ray up. So while most comps I don't think really want to ever try that, it's a decent idea with this one. But either way, Rainmaker's going to dive or to reset before anything happens. The pop comes out here. One member of Twilight Night Sinkers goes down. Garrett's trying to take it over to that right side, but needs some teammates to help. Here's Juice and Omni trying to clear the way. The Ray comes out. If Garrett's careful, they can move it. They opt instead to just move the Rain forward and let your teammates repop. It's an interesting, a good idea, I think, with the kind of comp they're running there. They are able to get a very nice pick out of it. Juice trying to push up here, grabbing the Rainmaker. Some pressure comes out in front of them. They need to make it a little further if they're going to get anything done here. Garrett tries to pop it. Here comes another pop from the Rainmaker. It looks like they're going to get it. They get the pop, and they get the lead. Garrett coming in to dunk it. And the set is all tied up. Going to Game 5.
They were able to get a slight numbers advantage, and that is all that they needed to be able to get pop after pop after pop. I think that was 3 pops on the plat,
Yeah.
and they won it every single time because their comp is built to do exactly that.
Look at that. Junior Blob, I think most of those came from the pops of the Rainmaker.
Probably that or the armor assists for the junior. But, that was what won them the game, really, that they were able to just keep consistently popping the Rainmaker. Even if they were at a numbers disadvantage, even if it was even, their weapons were able to pop it. And so they kept getting all of that ink on the enemy plat. They kept getting that kill pressure, and it seemed like sometimes Twilight Nightsinkers were just trying to go in for kills because they were like, well, we can't contest the paint, so we have to kill someone with this.
Yeah.
But then the pop comes out quicker.
I think some of what was happening there was they just weren't expecting basically the kind of pushes that Up the Ante was doing. They were taking suicide pushes where the Rainmaker actually just went ahead and the rest of the comp stayed back to pop. So they rushed up, killed the Rainmaker, and tried to rush up on the rest of the team, but the rest of the team is actually farther back.
Right, so they're using the Rainmaker as kind of a bomb, right?
Yeah, true.
Not putting the frontliners in front of the Rainmaker as you might traditionally see to clear the way, but instead having the Rainmaker be what clears the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing to do when it seems like the main strategy of the other team is to stay back a bit because they are baiting out the Ray, right? Once the Ray comes out to end that push, they just need to survive to be able to repop.
Yeah, that's a really smart counterplay because that's a way that they can keep up their siege. They can keep their presence on the plat while neutralizing the threat of that Ray, which can end a push whenever it feels like.
Yeah. I think still, I think they might be able to dodge some Rays even in this situation if they're a little bit tricky with their movement. So worst comes to worst, I think they can still try and force a push even if they have Ray.
Yeah, a little bit of left and right there. Don't want to be jumping because then that puts you up on the map for the other players if they open it up. But if you stay inside your ink.
How that works? I never knew that. I was like, I didn't know jumping did that, huh?
Yeah. I'm not. There was definitely a Charger player that taught that to me. I didn't figure that out myself, but
the more you know.
I'm pretty confident that is exactly how it works. Hiding in your ink masks you. So, all right, we're moving out onto Mako Mart Clam Blitz here for the Game 5 conclusion to this set. It's been an exciting one already. We've got 2 players down, and Twilight Nightsinker is going to try and move in.
Look at that right side. Trell, I think, got multiple picks and is able to push on that right side already. Very quick push from Twilight Nightsinkers. The missiles come in. They got a bunch of clams on the board, but unfortunately, it looks like they just ran out, bringing it down to 71. They're all on the aggressive here. Not so much objective-minded, but they're able to keep it open with a trickle of clams. But looks like Up the Ante is going to get back that momentum and try and make something happen on the offense.
Sometimes as the frontliner, you're just like, well, I'm already in their base. Might as well just go for another pick.
Oh, that rain.
So going to be some good momentum coming back the other way from Up the Ante. Not a huge push that Twilight Nightsinkers is able to put together, and they have 2 picks. Let's see what they can do with this. Juice trying to get in there, not quite getting their toes, going to have to cover. And that gives Trell free shots.
Look at that.
Shot out of the splashdown.
Shot out of the splashdown. They didn't really have any other choice there. They were being double teamed. They're able to take the lead back here. Up the Ante is unable to get some more, though, because they went down a little bit before they were able to open the basket. Juice trying to sneak in a clam. They are able to get one in. Omni goes down, and this is looking mighty suspicious here, as already Twilight Nightsinkers has control of mid and already has a ton of clams. If they grab the pity, they could make a gigantic push here happen, and already trading members on Up the Ante.
Missiles go out, so that will force Up the Ante to backpedal a little bit. Power Clam goes in, but do they have follow-up? Falco is going to get denied here from getting that jump, and 8 clams go down for them. A slight lead goes out for Twilight Nightsinkers, but 59-58 with 3 minutes to go. You can't imagine that is a game-winning push, especially with how back and forth these have been. So let's just see how well Twilight Nightsinkers can defend at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this Mako Mart Clam seems to always go to knockout. Garrett here trying to poke that right side, but the machine is going to get the better of them. not really much of a choice there. It's kind of hard to just challenge that. But either way, still 3-on-3 in mid here. Both teams are taking a neutral position, trying to just create an opening in any way they can. That armor's going to come in for Twilight Knight Sinkers. And Falco trying to sneak around that right side with the Junior. Are they going to be able to get a pick? No. Juice wins the Junior battle. But it looks like Twilight Knight Sinkers gets the better of the entire fight. And that power clam coming in. Jimmy with 7 more clams. This timer's or counter's going all the way down to like 10 or something. Yeah, here we go. 15. Here's some clams from mid. They need to stop this. Here we go. Clams coming in.
No.
And the machine Trell is able to knock it out. They sneak by so many corners on this map. You've got to be so careful, but they were just not able to kill him in time.
Yeah, this is a map where, every Clam Blitz map is kind of like this, but here especially, you've got to clear every single little tiny trail of ink that the enemy team has on the way to the basket. Otherwise, that's just a free road for someone to throw in those extra few clams, and it's devastating, as we saw right there when you're getting close to the end, to let someone by like that. Difficult position for Garrett to be in, of course, it being the Squiffer, having to make those clutch shots on a charger. Not the easiest thing to do when you've got to stop a moving objective. So tough loss there at the end for Up the Ante. Just a really big, solid push again. Good sustain on the pushes from Twilight Knight Sinkers. And they were able to put it away in that one final push.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the, I don't unfortunately have the bracket, but I'm wondering like what the state of the Swiss bracket is at this point.
I'm going to pull that up on my phone right now
nice.
So we can get that figured out.
That's good.
If my phone doesn't force a software update. But we should have that up here pretty shortly.
I'm guessing they both of these teams were 1-on-1?
I think so, because the notation that we saw on the schedule was interesting. It went from R1 to R2 to L2, so I'm thinking that like this is losers bracket somehow. I don't know. Maybe I'm making things up. But let's see, Bronze Swiss. Can I see standings? We'll have this for you in just a second. So we're looking at Hater Squad at 1, the 1 spot. Grillers 2. Both of them, I think, 2 and 1. Mm-hmm. Then we have Twilight Knight Sinkers with that win, I believe, going up to 1 and 2.
1 and 2, okay.
Up the Ante actually at 1 and 2, so they won one earlier. But I think because Twilight Knight Sinkers and Up the Ante won the head-to-head, that probably goes to Twilight Knight Sinkers. And then we have Last Ditch Effort and Popcast Enjoyers, which I think are playing each other right now, and so that might be part of why they're so very close. Like, none of the teams had a 3-0, none of the teams had an 0-3. They've all won something, and it's just going to be down to the tiebreakers to decide who it is that comes out on top of that. But
that was a good set. I'm really happy to have seen that one.
A nice Game 5.
Yeah,
we love to see a Game 5.
We do love to see that. Yeah, I mean, especially like, God, Mako Mark Clams in particular, I feel like the game just suddenly ends.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, that was quite an exciting set. And I'm glad to have been, to ended our commentary block, commentating that one. So I've had a really good time commentating with you. Where can the people find you?
So you can find me on Twitter at Strati, that's STRATI_gem. I also do a whole bunch of content creation for Bravous Esports, so twitch.tv/BRAVOUS Esports. I do VOD reviews for viewers every Tuesday, so you can come and check those out. And I also do YouTube videos on the Bravous Esports YouTube channel, spelled the same way. So that's where you'll find me most of the time, and also playing for Team Watercolor. And what about you?
Nice. I love your username, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes, puns. Good. Pun's good. I'm Fusion. You can find me at 8bitfusion_. I believe our ats are directly below us right now. Yeah, and I don't know. I'm okay at the video game. I post funny things sometimes.
Made top 12, pretty solid.
I post. I don't know. I've been enjoying 3D printing model weapons. So if you want to see some, I guess, art ? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Jamie going around with your little Splattershot Junior earlier. I'm assuming that was you. and also the little Amogus
Oh, yeah.
that we had.
But yeah.
But thank you, everybody, for watching Low Tide City. Don't go anywhere. We'll be having the redemption bracket coming up right after this. So I have to go and run to my team to play that. Thank
Good
you,
luck.
Fusion. Great job today and great commentating with you. Good to meet you.
Good job and good luck in the redemption bracket.
Thank you, and good luck in top 12 tomorrow.
Thank you.
We'll be seeing you then.
I hope to see you then, too.
Absolutely.